So we buttered the first layer. I'm going to take it off and I'm going to place it into the pan, just like that. See? It's just on the bottom of the pan. Do the same thing with the other butter. It's really repetitive. And you can move at a quick pace, you can move at a slower pace. Just make sure buttered, next layer, just like that. You just want to layer them into the pan. So I did 10 layers. I'm going to sprinkle half of the walnut mixture. I'm just going to do, I'm going to show you how to make the walnut one. You can use the pecans, you can use the pine nuts, you can use whatever you want. Unfortunately, we don't have that much time because I'm only allowed 10-minute videos on YouTube. So let me show you what this looks like. See? Just like that. I just spread out half of the mixture, just like that. Now I'm going to put another 4 layers in between the 2 layers, and then I'm going to put 2 layers on the top because it does get really flaky. So you don't want to end up with too much of a flaky pastry on the top. It just won't be too appealing. I'm going to put 4 layers, and then I'm going to layer another layer of the walnuts. Okay, so we're going to put this layer. So I'm going to put this layer on, and then I'm going to add another layer. I'm going to put the rest of the walnuts. Just sprinkle them on top, just like that, just evenly around the pan. Your guests are going to be so impressed that you made baklava. Everybody thinks it's so hard to make. It's really not that hard to make. You just have to learn how to work with the phyllo dough. And so spread it around. I'm going to add the last 2 layers. Just butter them up real quick. Okay, so here's our last layer. Put that on top. Just like that. Just press it down with your finger just to make sure all the ends are tucked in. Just like that. Now this is not something if you're on a diet, because baklava is not a fat-free food. You do use a lot of butter. I'm going to cut it up now because you want to cut it up before you place it into the oven so that it doesn't break. Otherwise it will break. I'm going to cut it just into, I say 1-inch squares. But be very careful and use a serrated knife when you are cutting it. And make sure it's cut all the way through. So, I finished cutting this into 1-inch squares, just like that. Now it's a little bit difficult. You want to be very careful while you're doing it. Another way to make a baklava is when you butter the layers, you can definitely do 2 layers of phyllo dough buttered, and then sprinkle some of the nut mixture, and then roll it up, and then cut it and just put them, stack them in lines in your pan, and just cook them the same way. Brush them with butter on top, and you can cook it. That's definitely an easier way of making it. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to cut. So I've cut it up. I'm going to put it in the oven for 350 degrees for about 30 to 45 minutes until it's lightly browned on top. You want to check on it after about 30 minutes and see how brown it is. If it's already browned, you want to take it out. If it's not browned yet, leave it in there for a couple more minutes and then take it out, and then I'll show you what we do after that. I'm back. Okay. I let the baklava cook in the oven for about 30 minutes, and as you can see, it's a nice, beautiful brown color. See, it's just a golden brown, not a dark brown, not a burnt brown. And you also always want to check in on it to check the color, because phyllo dough can burn really fast. I also made some small fingers with the pecan filling, and those I only cooked for about 20 minutes. Because I use much less phyllo dough in them, and you always want to check in again to see how brown they are. Now, after you cook it, you want to let them sit for about 10 minutes, and then you want to drown them and the simple syrup. Now you can check out my other video, and I've already prepared that. I prepared this ahead of time, and you want to put, I would say, about a cup to a cup and a half of this, and you want to make sure you get it on all of them. What's going to happen is the phyllo dough is going to absorb the simple syrup. For these, I'm only going to use about a half a cup of the simple syrup. See, that's why we didn't add too much sugar to the filling, because the simple syrup is really sweet. So I cover them with the simple syrup. It's going to absorb a lot of it, so you want to let them sit for about 30 minutes until it's all absorbed. But then you want to maybe let it rest for an extra 30 minutes until it's completely cooled before plating it. So you can definitely make this in advance, a couple days. If you're going to have a party or something, you can do it in advance, store it in the refrigerator, and just take it out about an hour before serving. There you go, plate them. You want to also decorate the baklava with a little bit of ground pistachios. What I do is just drizzle it down the middle of the fingers, so all the fingers get a little bit of it. And then for the squares, I just put it in the center of each square, just a little bit, just a dab of it. If you want, you can use whole pistachios and just put or half pistachios and put some on top. It's a really cute decoration. We use this a lot in a lot of the Mediterranean desserts as a decoration. So it turns out just like that. It's beautiful in color, beautiful in contrast. It's a great dessert. Your friends are going to be so impressed when you tell them that you made baklava. And when they taste it, don't tell them beforehand, tell them after. After they taste it, they're going to say, this is great, where did you get it from? You're going to say, well, guess what, I made it, and I got the recipe from Dede's Mediterranean Kitchen. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again.